Okay, so I'm taking this video outside, and it's kind of also a test of the Sony ZV-1 because I'm using that camera for this video today, and its onboard microphone as well. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about these guys right here. It is the Bomaker SiFi II. And these are wireless earbuds that come in at the time of this video for just under $50 on Amazon. I'm going to link to them in the description down below. Now, these were sent to me for review, and I've had a good couple of weeks to play around with them. And I got to tell you, I'm pleasantly surprised. You know, as an iPhone user, I do use AirPods, not AirPod Pros, but AirPods. And I will say that while these aren't going to go and replace AirPods or AirPod Pros, they're actually a lot more impressive than what their price tag might suggest. So again, at $44.97, you're going to get a set of wireless earbuds that are going to give you about 7 hours of charge on each earbud. The case itself is going to have 30 hours of charging power. It utilizes USB-C, so they're going with a newer technology, so that's nice. You've got a ton of different kind of filaments for your ear. I'll just call them that, if we can call it that. And so you can find the right size made out of that silicone material. And it's an overall lightweight package. And by the way, as far as charging goes, if you plug in your included cable and plug it into a wall adapter, 10 minutes of charge will give you about an hour of power. So it does have a quick charge capability as well. You can kind of see everything that you're going to get inside of this box, but really the big deal, of course, is the earbuds and how do they sound. Well, like I said, in my opinion, I don't think they're going to replace my AirPods or my AirPod Pros, but they are quite impressive for what you get. It's hard to kind of put sound into words, but what I will tell you is that if I had to rate it on a 1 being the least desirable and 10 being the best, I'm going to give these about a 7 in terms of sound quality. And I think that's for something that comes in under $50, that's actually pretty good. So who is this for? I think this is for somebody who wants a second pair of earbuds that maybe is not so concerned about damaging them, losing them, whatnot. I think it's also for somebody who's on a tight budget. I mean, just because you've got a budget doesn't mean you have to sacrifice in sound, and these are going to give you a real good audio experience. Not the best, certainly not the worst, and I think above average. So they also have touch controls. So on the earbuds themselves, they're flat. It's a very different look, mind you. So it does look a little bit more like earplugs, but they're flat and they give touch controls. So on my iPhone, which is what I was using it with, you can gently touch it to pause music. You can use your tap controls to go forward song, go backward songs. You can take phone calls on it, and when I tested it, it sounded just fine. People on the other end didn't have any complaints about hearing me. They said I sounded crystal clear. The Bluetooth itself was probably really impressive to me. I would say that was the most impressive thing, even more so over the sound, was the fact that I could walk to the far extent of my home, and only then, when my phone was in the other corner of my home, did I start to receive dropouts. And the same can't be said for my AirPods, not AirPod Pros, but AirPods. So they rate about a 33-foot distance on these, and I believe it, and it was really impressive. The only other thing I'll mention that was a little interesting was you want to make sure you get these to fit just right. So use the different included tips that are inside of the box to find the right size for you for a couple of reasons. One, sound. If you don't push these in all the way and they don't get a nice seal, then you're going to lose a little bit of the bass. And I would say that these have an evenly distributed sound stage of mids, lows, and highs. It doesn't sound too muddy, too bassy, or anything like that, but if it's not a proper fit, you're going to lose a lot of bass. It's going to sound a little hollow. so you want to make sure that that fits properly. But on the flip side to that, you want to make sure that they don't fit in there too tight, because the way that these silicone tips work, as I found out, is if you go to pull on them like that, they almost form a vacuum seal if they're too tight. And you almost feel like they're going to come off in your ear, and you're going to have to get tweezers to pull them out. So don't push them in too tight. That would be a bad thing. But overall, I think for just under $50, it's a great set of earbuds that'll provide you with long-lasting kind of playtime. It's using newer technology. The sound stage is above average. Not the best, not the worst, but definitely above average, and I don't think you can go wrong for under $50. So it's certainly something I would recommend if you're looking to pick up a second pair, maybe for the gym. They do stay in your ear pretty well. I didn't have any kind of fall out or get loose or anything like that. And if you're on a budget, it's another thing to look at, right? You're going to get a great level of sound for just under $50. If you guys have questions, comments, or feedback, as always, please leave them in the comments down below. I'll look to respond to those as I can. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.